Hi, and welcome to the Animal Welfare and Lab Demands discussion of Group 27 of Animal Science 108. We're discussing, considering the pros and cons, should animal testing be continued? Animal testing has been a widely debated topic for a long time. It can be defined as the use of live, non-human animals in scientific experiments. These experiments are used in biomedical research and during the development of new pharmaceuticals, surgical procedures, and other product development like cosmetics. The animals that are used the most during these experiments are mice, accounting for 73%. Although the numbers of animals used during scientific procedures is relatively high, it has actually been decreasing over the years and is now under 1 million. Despite this, animal activists still argue that it is cruel to the animal and unnecessary because there are other ways these procedures can be done. On the opposite end of the spectrum are people who believe that animal testing is necessary in order to advance medicine and find solutions for diseases. These two sides are expressed in articles, blogs, and journals. Popular press articles range from reporting that animal testing is the worst thing our society can do to reporting that all humans would be sick without this testing. Sources like PETA paint an image that these animals fear the next terrifying and painful procedure and that these animal experiments are not aiding science in any way. On the other hand, there are articles like CBS that highlight the fact that we would not have the smallpox vaccine without the testing of cows. Not all animal testing facilities have always been ethical, but in the last few years, the reports of inhumane or illegal testing facilities has dropped nearly 70%. In 2020, most articles have reached a middle ground by discussing how facilities are only using animal testing if it causes minimal pain, has no other alternative method, and minimally affects the quality of life for the tested animal. Popular press is important to the general population's knowledge of animal testing, but it's also important for these sources to accurately report both sides. Peer-reviewed journals that we found mainly focus on the facts of animal research rather than being opinionated. They show the pros and cons of the research and the ethics behind them. The articles also shine a light on the questions people had about the research. The journals support their claims with accredited data and specific trials. The most debated topic when it comes to animal testing is the ethical consideration of the animals. As you can see in the diagram on the right, there are several moral questions as well as considerations. For example, should suffering and stress of animals be prevented at all times, or is it acceptable under certain conditions? There are many useful pros to animal testing, many of which help humans tremendously. Animal testing contributes to a ton of treatments and cures that help save human lives. The majority of the medical breakthroughs that have happened in the past century have been direct results from animal testing. For example, insulin was discovered through a test where dogs had their pancreas removed. Humans and animals are almost identical in a lot of ways, which gives researchers an advantage when conducting these tests. Animal testing is not only beneficial to humans, but also to animals themselves in a lot of cases. There are more cons to animal testing than those just brought to the public eye. Animal cruelty is a recurring topic within the debate of ethical animal testing because those bred for labs are excluded from the Animal Welfare Act, and this is a really good subject for tugging at some heartstrings. However, there are some more scientific cons to the exploitation of animals and their welfare. One example being that the experiments ran are very flawed because of the vast differences in how drugs affect animals long-term versus humans. So, is animal testing justifiable? Yes. There are some potentially harmful side effects of animal testing, but overall it has done too much for human medicine for it to be stopped. It is justifiable in the advancements of animal testing having benefited and continuing to benefit human health. In regards to life, human life is more valuable than animal life. However, that doesn't mean that both of the lives should be disregarded. There are cons to animal testing, but there are many more pros that outweigh it, so it should be continued. Here are all of our group members and the various jobs that each of us did in order to gather the information and make this PowerPoint. Here are sources from the pictures in this presentation, and here are sources from the peer-reviewed journals and popular press sites. Thank you.